Hey friends and family, happy Valentine's Day. I'm gonna do a longer video here for those that like to look at the in-depth stuff that I look at as well. So let's get to it. And I head out to the Canes opening day, my buddy, at Mark Light Stadium. I don't know if it's Mark Light Stadium still or Alex Rodriguez Stadium. I don't know what name it is. But I'm gonna go watch some baseball and have a hot dog. Um, yeah. So let's start with the indexes. Let me pull up here the chart. So let's start with the SPY, which is the broad market gauge index. So right now we're 0% from the pivot. So we're right at resistance. That's on the SPY. So Monday we're closed. Remember Monday's a holiday and we're closed. So um, be interesting to see what happens. If we break out of this pivot with some energy, then I'll maybe put more chips on the table in regards to the 401k and I'm actively managing some funds myself, and I'll get into those picks, and we'll look at the charts. The Qs, which is the Nasdaq 100, 0% from pivot, has not broken out. It's right at resistance. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, 30 biggest companies in in America, and the S&P 500 is 500 companies. It's 1% from the pivot. So you can see on all these charts, they're right at resistance. And the small caps, the Russell 2000, which is very interest rate sensitive, is 8% from the pivot, and it's below the moving averages, and you can see that it's trending down. So that's that. Gold has been looking extremely well. A pullback was needed today. I think it was down $50 an ounce. You can see it's down 1.5% on the day. This is healthy. We pulled back and we're 3% above the pivot in 12 days. Gold is a buy. Silver had great action in the future market this morning, uh, and overnight it was up over $1. I think I even saw it up to $1.50 almost, but it gave it back today. So we're 1% from the pivot, but I honestly think that silver is one of the best assets you can own. I think you're going to see it break out and go much higher. I want to say the all-time high for silver. Um, let's Google that. Let's Google that. Let's see here. All-time high for silver was 50. All-time high was 50. Um, gold is at an all-time high, so silver, I think, has to catch up. Bitcoin, can't forget about the cryptos. Let's take a look here. I don't know why I have two of these charts open. Let's go back. Oh, let's launch a new one then. Uh, Silver and then BITO, which is an ET. For me, it's the best ETF that tracks the underlying Bitcoin. It's 19% from pivot. The all-time high on BITO was 2788. So that would be your breakout point there, 2788 on the BITO ETF. Or if you're buying the actual asset in Robinhood and buying fractional shares, by all means, have at it. I rather get into these names through maybe NVIDIA. You need these chips to run these miners. So that is one of my holdings is NVIDIA, and I bought some more today. And let's see, let's take a look at the futures. Oh, what happened here? Knocked me out. Let's see here. I think I covered all the asset classes for the most part. So let's go into individual names. So individual names that I saw when I look at the fish tank today, but I think we covered everything. I'm not gonna get into, we covered index, precious metals, crypto. I'm not gonna get into commodities, grains, or currencies or anything of that nature. For keeping it simple. Some of my favorite names that I'm buying, and I bought today, I actually added. So Shopify is working for me. You can see here in the chart, it's 6% from the pivot in 11 days with 29% earnings growth and 30 plus revenue growth. So I like Shopify. Fortinet up today, and it's up 11% from the pivot in 28 days, 45% growth of earnings, and revenue 17%. Like that one. All of you know T-Mobile. Look at T-Mobile. Beautiful. And a pretty safe company, if you would say that. And earnings grew 40%. And in the Super Bowl commercial, you had the Starlink commercial. So there's some action in T-Mobile. I picked some up today as well. I added because it's working for me. I added that. Robinhood is looking great at 65. It broke out. It's overextended, but sometimes, I mean, they had amazing earnings. Good company, and I've transferred funds to them. Not the best platform compared to Thinkorswim or Tastyworks, but their option tradings, which I'm not really doing much, is very, very cheap compared to the other brokers. Nvidia got over the moving average today. They have earnings next week. This is a must-own stock, but keep a close eye on it as trying to recuperate what happened to it after DeepSeek news. Expedia in the travel agency, in the travel space, it's right there over the pivot by 5%. Good name. Keep a close eye. I'm keeping a close eye on this one and holding it tight. I don't want to lose on this one, but I have a position in there and I'm holding it tight. Holding it tight. App Loving is just incredible day today, up 8%. You can see that chart. It was up and down on the first day it broke out, and I brought it to you guys. And it has amazing growth. One to own. Gorilla Technology is a spec play that I added. Now this is a short leash here. This is very speculative. Anything that goes down a little bit more, I'll cut it loose. I won't even mess with this. But it's a Taiwan name, and this is just strictly spec. Taiwan Semiconductor has some news today that they might come in here and help Intel, because I think Trump really wants to, well, with the tariffs, and he really wants chips done here. And Taiwan Semiconductor, he said, I want chips here, not in Taiwan. So they kind of acknowledged that today, and there was some news today, and there was heavy volume, and it got back to the moving average, and this is a great name to own. Pinduoduo, also, the owners of Temu, big explosion. The RSI is not great on the stock, guys, but the tape action is looking pretty good. There's some buying. It's moving over the moving averages. You can see those lines, and they have 26 days till earnings. Super Microcomputer, good day today. We really need to get a hump over 48. If we can get over 48, then we can see some fireworks in this name. This name is very volatile. It's working for me. I add a little bit more, and I'm in this name. They have to file their 10K, I think, with the SEC, and we're waiting on that. So we shall see. Affirm is another name that I haven't mentioned much, and it's working. I have it in my retirement account, and it's working okay. They do buy here, pay here. There could be problems in the future with like predatory and stuff like that. It is a valid point, but a lot of Americans are tapped out on their credit cards. Minimum payments are at all-time high levels. Credit card usage is exploding because of inflation and the whole 9 yards. So buy here, pay here had an amazing quarter. It's a name to look at in a firm. Buy here, pay here. And then the last one that I have is Net. Net I have, it was down today. It's overextended. They have a lot of intricacies with DeepSeek. I'll keep it on a short leash because it is overextended. If it drops 7-8% from my entry, I think I didn't do a good entry here. I admit when I'm wrong, I take my losses. Gotta limit your losses. Let your winners run. Limit your losses on when you're wrong. Don't fight with your money. You're wrong 7-8%. Out. Live to fight another day. Pick another winner. If the market is showing you these charts that look good up to the right. There were a lot of names that were up today that were big winners, and they really didn't catch my eye. I don't see the growth. I don't see much. Draftkings is one of them. It was up big today. Their earnings per share were down 50%. No, thank you. I didn't short it. I didn't do anything. I just no interest. Roku blast off today. Big update. No, thank you. Not profitable. Not for me. Um, Airbnb up huge today. Earnings per share down 4%. Not for me. That's just to name a few that I saw today. Um, the market direction is still looking okay. It doesn't look bad. So, IBD says keep 60, 80% invested. There's a lot of decent names out there. The charts look good, and I think I'm in them. I don't like Goodyear up 17 today. Draftkings, I talked about it. Airbnb, don't like. Roku, don't like. Super microcomputers, I like it. They can get everything right with the SEC. They're, the volume was there. Just gotta make sure that they get their things right and there's no accounting issues. If there are accounting issues there, then everything goes out the window. That's why you gotta minimize seven, six, or if you see bad action. I cut loose Tulio today. I did go with Tulio and I let it go. Next, move on to the next one. Upstart I'll show you Upstart. Upstart had like a breakout and it gave it all back. It's okay. Not all of them are gonna work. It gave it back. You can see here, gave it all back. So don't fight with it. Just let it go. And if it comes back, great. Maybe you look to re-enter. They had a decent quarter. They had earnings per share of 336% increase, and their revenues were up 50. They're an AI lender, so it might be one to still look at. I got shaken out of docs the other day, and it bounced back, but it's okay. I can live with that. Have your rules and stick to them. Very, very important. You have to be disciplined. Wynn Resorts, no interest. Was up big today. Let's see who else. I was looking at the fish tank. App loving, love it. I'm loving it. Um, ASTS, not profitable. Tempest, big move in Tempest because Nancy Pelosi is all in that, but they're not profitable. Um, Nebulous, not profitable. What else? Teladoc, not profitable. And those are the ones, Dexcom, all those were up over 5%. BYD is a EV maker in China. I didn't really get into it, um, being China. And then let's end it with the losers. Um, GoDaddy got killed, down 14%. SoundHound got destroyed because Nvidia cut uh, their investment there, and then they went with another company called WeRide, but they're not profitable, guys. There's a lot of stocks out there in the market. Look for the best merchandise. I wholeheartedly think I have the best merchandise, but don't argue with the market. Don't argue with the market. And I know it's counterintuitive. Oh, the stock's high. Buy it when it's high. It's gonna and sell it when it's higher. Buy high, sell higher. Not buy low, sell high. If it's low, it's for a reason. It's going lower. Just look at the tape action and have your rules set and pay attention. Coinbase, I'm not a fan of Coinbase. They had a profitable quarter. They were down today, but I'm not a fan of their platform, their fees, and anything. I don't like them at all. Their customer service stinks. I'm not a fan of Coinbase at all. I'm actually biased against them, but whatever. I had issues with them. Lululemon, I don't know what the deal is there, but Nike and apparel is pretty much struggling. Only apparel name out there might be Gap. That might be doing decent out of the apparel names. I think Gap has been doing decent. GAP. Let's see, Gap. Gap. They're chugging along. They're basing, and they had 22 earnings. Abercrombie and Finch has gotten decimated, and they're a pretty good name. Um, Got to look at that. The revenue went down a little bit in the last quarter, and the earnings per share as well, and that's why the stock took a beating, and the chart is broken. Um, so those are some apparel names, and that's pretty much it. I think that's all she wrote. It's a 15-minute video. Happy Valentine's Day. Gonna head out to the ball game. I hope you enjoyed this informal, information. Um, yeah, and I'm gonna be sad. There's no market on Monday. Really, really sad. Like Kramer says, street addict. I love looking at the fish tank and looking under the tape and seeing what's out there. Hope this helps you out, guys. By all means, chime in the chat. Um, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to entertain them and help you out if you need anything. Have a great weekend. God bless. Take care. Bye.